everyone, and welcome to our new home. Today I'm going to give you a tour of the new place that we're moving to this fall. And as you can see here, we're going to have a lot more space than we had in the city. We have this beautiful pond right behind me with this gorgeous maple tree and a few other trees around. And this is actually our front yard. We are in about 1 acre of open area, and there's a few acres of wooded area in the back of the house too, which I'm also going to show you quickly. We can't access that yet, but this is a project we will do in the winter, and I'll tell you guys more about that in a minute too. And I'm also going to show you inside the house, all empty before we move in, and we're going to go around and take a look at everything else too. So this property is amazing. We're very lucky to find this space. Here's a little overview of the front yard in the front of the property. This is where we're going to park. Big driveway all the way back there. We're going to take a walk there too. So here's the view to the pond and to the maple tree. We have some other trees around, and I'm going to turn around so you can see the house as well. So this will be our new little house. It's a 1-story house, and we have 2 bedrooms. We'll take a look at that when we go inside as well. But we have a big garage, which I'm very, very excited about, right over there. And we have some space in the back too. So I'm not going to start the tour with this front here. We're going to take a walk into the back first and then come back to look at the rest of this beautiful space. I mainly want to start in the back because that's where my vegetable garden is going to be. So I'm excited to show that to you guys. And while we get there, we'll see some other exciting things about the house, which is, I'm walking right towards it. I'm super excited about this bamboo patch that we already have established in here. This is going to provide us lots of renewable sources, materials to build the garden. I can build a fence with it and some trellises. And I'm walking here with my phone, so I'm sorry if there's a little shaking, but I'll try my best to be slow. This is how big this bamboo patch is. We cannot even believe it that we're able to have a place with these resources. And right here inside the bamboo patch, I found something really cool too. It's looking a little old now, but there's a big, huge chicken of the wood mushrooms in there, which is a good sign for us. Maybe we'll find some other cool mushrooms popping out in this shady area as well. So while we're here, I'll just show you guys our driveway real quick. So we have a very long driveway going to that road over there, and there's a pile of mulch that our landlords left in there for us, which is awesome. So coming back, we're gonna take a walk towards the back of the house. This is the side, and there's a little garden area in here with some things already planted. So here we have a rose that's not doing super good, but it's growing. It looks like it's old and established. I think it was red. There's just some reminiscent of flowers in here. There's some irises, I believe, back there. We'll see in the spring. Some weeds and some hostas, but this area here is actually sunny. So I'm going to move the hostas to the side of the house there where it's shady. I'll show you guys there when I go around. And I have already bought a few things from our place here. Couldn't resist. So I had a rose bush, the sage, and the backyard there was in our little patio up there. And I plan to plant them in here hopefully this week too, because I can't wait to get my hands in the dirt here and start doing some garden work in our new space. And I'll show you how I'm going to prepare these also in a future video, hopefully. Moving along here to the house, we have some propane tanks. That's how we're going to heat the house. This area has lots of gravel, so probably can't plant anything there. But there's a little tree here. I think it's a rhododendron. I'm not sure how to say that, but we'll see how it looks in the spring. And here, when you came to see the place, it was full of weeds, super tall of things growing. But our landlords mowed the grass for us, and they left it in here, which is good to, add some to cover the soil. But I think that I could plant some stuff here on this side as well. Over here, it's, I think, the pipe coming out of our laundry room. So not plant anything right in front of it, but I think around here would be cool to plant something. And here's the back area. This is the backyard. We don't have a lot of space in the backyard compared to the front, but this is where I want to have my vegetable garden because our kitchen door is right over there. So we can come straight from the kitchen where the window is, and I can come to the garden. But there's a few things here, a few things to be aware of for us. First, we have this beautiful big maple tree that provides shade, and we are only going to be able to garden about from, I marked it, oh, there it is, from here to back there, which is about 25 feet. And then you can see too that this is not fully flat. There's a big flat area, but it's also a little bit sloped. So I'm just gonna come about 20 feet this way and then 25 feet back. We're gonna have a 500 square feet vegetable garden in the beginning, the first year, which is not even as big as the plot. It's about maybe the same size. We had a planting space there. But I want to start small because I don't want to feel overwhelmed on my first year. And if I feel like expanding, I can always plant some things in the front. But this is the sunniest area of the property. This is south facing, so we want to plant things in there. The owners had some solar panels on that little shed over there, the little garage, which we can't use. It's for them, but it's okay. They're storing some things in there. And this is going to be the vegetable garden area. So it's not going to be as much bigger as I was gardening before, which is okay. I think it's always good to start small. This is the back of the house. You can see the whole house. But this is the biggest, sunniest patch of the place. And behind here, we have, see how it's sloped? It comes down. We have the woods that it's also part of the property. So there's a fence. The property is all fenced. It is hard to get into the fence right now because there's a lot of overgrowth. So there's a fence right there. I'm gonna try to go close so you guys can see. And we are going to actually plan to clean things up to have access to this fence. Our landlords are totally okay with that. They're actually happy that we're asked for it. And I'm gonna try to raise this fence up so we can prevent deer and other animals to come in. So the property is fenced. Of course, I know some things are still gonna come in, but at least it will give them a little barrier. There's a river back there. I don't think you can catch it on the camera, but once we clean everything out, you'll be able to see it. So there's some water in there. We have a patch of goldenrod in here, which I'm very happy for too. Goldenrod is a great native plant that supports lots of pollinators, so I'm very excited to see that in there. I'll try to keep this patch once we clear things out. I think this is sassafras behind here. We're also planning to keep this, but we're gonna mainly clean the below area, the brush, so we can have access to the gate, as I said. Then he already started cleaning. He made this pile here because this area here on the back the gate goes all the way in there. We wanted to have our fire pit and chairs and stuff, so we feel like we're under the trees. So he's very excited to work on this project and just clear everything out in here. There is a heart here for cooking. This is a stone heart. I think it probably was a chimney, a fire pit, I don't know, before. But we can use this to cook too. Once this is all cleared, we can put grates in here and just feed with wood, and we can do a little barbecue and stuff in there. We're excited about that too. But our first project will be to clean everything up to see how far the fence is. If we get to there, we gain a lot of flat space that we can just enjoy. Obviously, this is close to the river, and the river flows sometimes, but we're not going to put any permanent structures here. We're just gonna have a little fun in this nice wooded area. The gate for the back of the property is around there somewhere. Oh, I think I can see over here. So we want to have this all clear to have access to the gate. And then Dan is planning to make a trail to the back of these woods to have access to it too. It's about 3 acres, I believe, and it's part of the property that we rented. So we're super excited to explore that area too. Our landlords also say they're okay with that. So that's mostly it for this back area. Now we're going to walk back up, and we still have this big side area here that is fully shaded, but I'm thinking that maybe we can have an outdoor dining area. This part's flat, maybe we can hang some lights around and be able to enjoy some meals outside when the garden is going. And we also have this little paved area here that maybe you can do a grill or something like that. There are 3 planters with these poles and some hooks, but these 2 get pretty shaded, so I'm not sure if I'm going to plant this in here or if I'm going to just move them so I can have some more planting space, or just leave them in here and put some lights and strings. We'll decide, but I'm happy to have them there. We'll take care of the soil and everything there as well. Here on this side of the house, we have some hostas. This area is pretty shaded. Show you guys, it's heavily covered by trees. There's a little space in there, but mostly it's shaded during the day. So we are going to I'm going to probably plant some shade-loving plants in here. The hostas are looking really good, but I'm gonna come and weed and take care of the soil. And I was thinking to maybe put some hydrangeas in between next spring. I don't know, we'll see. But that would be very nice to have that growing here. There's something already growing. I identified this, but I forgot the name of it, unfortunately. But it looks kind of weedy, I guess, because there's many babies of it all over the place. So I'm gonna have to manage that if I want to plant other things here as well, I'm sure. And coming along here to this other side, we have, it continues until all the way in the front again. So there's also this planting area that I can do some shade-loving plants. I might do a hydrangea in there too. I want to move the hostas that are there. I told you guys here and here maybe. But there's also some poison ivy in here, so I just have to be careful. We're gonna do a little cleanup. I hope to show you guys everything too, but we clean this all up. I want to put some compost maybe, or some fertilizer and some mulch, so this can look nice in the spring. And that's it for the outside here. We are going to take a big walk. Oh, the sun is coming out, how nice. To the pond, and then we're going to come back and take a look at the house inside. So I'm trying to be as steady as possible walking here, but hopefully it's going to be okay with the filming. This is a nice sunny area in the morning. I don't know yet if I'm going to plant anything in here. We think that first I'm probably gonna leave it all grass, but I really like that little round-ish shaped area. I was thinking to do a keyhole garden here somehow. I know it's also shaded, but maybe you can think of to do, I was thinking of like a Zen garden or something very quiet and pretty by the pond. And here's a pond. We have also this little swing here, which is very cute. That's where we signed our lease. That was very nice. And here around the pond, there's many things growing. I don't know all of the plants in here yet, but we'll see what they look like in the spring. I'm not gonna take them out. Well, there's some things that, like this one here, to me, looks like a multiflora rose. And those are pretty invasive. We're gonna try to identify it and get someone else here to confirm the idea with me. And then we'll probably take that out. But everything else that's native or likes to live here by the water, we're gonna leave it. Happy to do that. The pond has lots of algae at this time. Sorry about my shadow, but we're gonna have to just roll with it for a minute. So here's the pond and has lots of green algae, but we are thinking to add a pump in here somewhere next spring, or maybe even this fall, to add some oxygen in here and clear up this algae a little bit. But it still looks pretty to me. I don't know, I feel super grateful to have found a place that has a pond as well. There are lots of frogs in here. When we walk around, usually one jumps, a few of them jump around, and that's really good. Oh, there we go. I don't know if you guys heard it, but one just jumped in here. Maybe not because I'm wearing a microphone, but I'm super excited to have them as part of a little ecosystem in here. And here's the love swing. Very nice. We might sand it and put a little bit of coating of something to preserve it a little more, because I definitely would love to have this last us a long while we can come here in the morning, have some coffee, and enjoy this beautiful pond view. So coming to this side, all of this area over here is shaded now, but gets really sunny during the day and all the way into the afternoon. So I am thinking that this is also going to be some growing space. I will probably start with flowers. Maybe I was thinking to do a dahlia field over here, maybe some other warm season annuals. I don't know yet. There's a lot of space. I'm thinking to do some cardboard and compost. I have to find a lot of compost, but this area is flat and is a super nice area to use. It's a little far from the house, so I didn't really want to do vegetables in here. But if I find that the space is too small back there, we can always spill over to here and plant some crops in here too. But this is really nice. I'm super excited about this area over here. And I also want to, look at this view, oh my gosh. I also want to plant some more flowers along the pond. I was thinking some echinacea or some other native plants in there. I know that echinacea likes a little dry, so I'm not sure how close from to the water I can plant it, but we'll figure out. I'm gonna research all of that during the winter. And this is our gate, entrance to the property over there. As you see, it's all fenced. And there's also these nice trees over here to give us some privacy. But I'm also planning to possibly plant some stuff below there too to make it a little pretty, maybe some echinacea. Also, I was in love with Eileen's echinacea this year, and I have lots of seeds, so maybe I will do that next year too. There's another view of the pond. I'm going to turn the camera so you can see the space from the other side. That's a little house, and that's how it looks. And then we're going to have it here. Imagine this whole area over here as a flower field next year, possibly a vegetable field too, a vegetable garden. Depends on how much resources I can get with compost and stuff. And then coming back this way, this is the little path to go to the other side. That area is also shaded right now. It's pretty early in the morning. The sun comes on behind the trees over there, but when it comes higher, this gets all sunny. I'm thinking to do all flowers over there too. My first thought was to do a native flower garden, but there's so much space. I might do some of my other favorite flowers here too, or also maybe a Three Sister garden along the back over there. I don't know. We're gonna think about it, but this is also all flat and good to use. So one more time, sorry about the lines of the sun. So this is the plan for next year. Very exciting. We have all of this space back here to play with. I don't know yet, as I say, to identify all of everything that's growing around the pond, but you can see there's some more goldenrod in here. And I'd love to try to plant some asters here now this fall, right behind them or in between or somewhere, just so I can have a little pop of purple. We'll see if I can find anything on sale on the nurseries around here. But this is the pond view through the back. So field over there, we're gonna have a nice garden back there. I'll measure that out and let you guys know how big that is. So far this middle is just gonna be like that. We have some grass and then another growing area right over here too. So we are responsible for mowing and everything. We still have to get a lawnmower. We have to have a rake, buy a rake. There's all these things that we didn't have from coming from the city, but we're excited to get that out and start taking care of this property. So let me just finish walking here to show you one more thing before I go inside. So the pond over here it's a stream fed, so there's a little stream and water level regulation here on the side. But as I said, it's been a little dry. The water level is also low in the pond. When we came visit to see this place, it was much higher. But here it's overgrown, but this is the little stream that water can flow through to get, to have a little water level control. It's pretty empty right now, but flows to their neighbor's house, and they have a pond as well there. So there's a little piece of wood here that's supposed to be a bridge. We plan to take care of all of this too, to clear this up, maybe make a little bridge so we can come back around, and we can't wait to start getting all of these projects done. I'm gonna go all the way around too and then turn the camera back on again to show you guys the inside of the house. Okay, I walked all the way around the pond and I'm in the driveway now, but I wanted to stop here real quick first to show you guys this mulch pile. How exciting is this? We have this to work with next spring, possibly this fall still. So this whole pile, it's going to sit here for a while, and if we do use it in the spring, it has all this time to age and get really good. So this was a tree that was dead here. The landlords took it down, and once we're still talking about maybe possibly renting here, that I say that, oh, would you mind asking them to chip and leave the mulch in here? They say, oh, not at all, absolutely. So they did that, I remember, which was amazing. I forgot to tell them after when we signed the lease, and then when I came, it was just here. So it was very thoughtful of them to do that for us. And let's take a walk now to enter the house. This is where our parking area is going to be. We still have only one car. We'll be sharing a car for a little bit until I get a new job and I'll be able to get a car myself too. We are going to make things work. We're just coming from the city. We did not need 2 cars, but now we will. So one thing at a time. But we're super excited that we got the place. The landlord left the hose here too, and I already checked the water. The water is working here and everything. Obviously, I might eventually figure out a way to pump some water from the pond to the garden. I don't know, maybe I have to get the water tested first and all of that, but we're excited about that. We actually have well water too. There's a little well. This is the well head. So it's going to be very good for us and for the garden. We have a filter so we can drink it. But look at this view. Can you guys believe it? I still kind of can't, but we are going to just turn this around and take a look at the house now. Okay, so here's a little overview of the inside of the house while it's still empty. This is our little kitchen over here, and we have the bedrooms all the way there to the back. On these two doors that you see, there are 2 bedrooms in there. And we have a bathroom right here to this side. It's a little one, and I'm gonna turn the light on so it's easier to see. I love the green in there, and the 2 bedrooms here. So this one is probably going to be an office or a music room for Danny, and this other one here is going to be our bedroom because it has a view of the pond and the front of the house, which we really enjoy. So going back here, this is going to be probably our dining room area. I'd love to have a big table here eventually. And here at the end is where we go to the garden. So we walk through here, there's a little pantry and storage area, and then the door that will lead us outside, and the garage on this side. I have a big garage, still empty too, nice and huge. I want to do a little studio here somehow, a working area for me. Here's another bathroom. We have a half bathroom on this side, which is great, and our laundry room, which is empty at the moment. We have to buy a wash and dryer. So we're gonna go to the backyard. This will be my way to the garden moving forward. And while we're here, I'm going to sit down and let you guys know a few more details about the house. Okay, so a few more things to know about the house. We are here in Rockland County, and we are a bit more elevated, more towards the Herman State Park than the river, so it's a bit cooler for us here. I researched our growing zone, and we're in between 6B and 7A. Different sources say different things, but I'm going to play on the side of caution and consider this 6B and follow that for my growing when I'm planning to plant everything out and everything, just to see, since this first year, to learn and give a little chance for my plants to do well. And then we learn through the year how things are really gonna go here. You kind of have to grow in the first year, the season, to sort of get to know your place. And with all the microclimates and everything, things can be different everywhere. So considering this, I'm gonna call this zone 6B. We'll see through the season how that's gonna work. And I saw there are less frost date here, or first frost date, sorry, now in the fall should be about the end of October. I think it said about around October 25th. And then our first frost date in the spring is supposed to be on April 15th, which is honestly not that different from New York City. There, our last frost date was November 15th, but the daylight by that time was so low anyway that we couldn't really keep growing anything until then. And then our first frost date there was April 1st, or last frost date, sorry, I just get those messed up, was April 1st, which was very early in the season, but just being 2 weeks after here is not a problem. I might, again, just be more cautious and try to think of April 20th or something, like 3 weeks into April before I plant things out, so just to be sure. I'm still planning to bring my green stalks. Like I said, I'm gonna have a small vegetable garden first, and they are gonna live here. You can see that there's some sun coming out. Right there where the sun is, I might put 2. And I think I'm going to put 2 more right here in the front so I can see them through the window. I love seeing my green stalks. I think they're pretty. And I think it would be a nice thing to see from the house too. This is our kitchen window. So those 4 green stalks going to be here. I might get another one. I don't know. We'll see. Next season, we'll see. I still have space for them by the shed over there. I think that would be nice. It's very sunny in the afternoon there as well. So after I build the garden and get the fencing and everything and study the shade, I'll decide if I can put some more things on the driveway or by the other side, because it's so big in there, you don't have so much space. But I still plan to plant my lettuces and stuff on the green stalk, and I loved how they turned out this year with the peppers, and the other one with the brassicas, the kale and the broccoli. I might repeat that in the spring, we'll see, we'll decide together. So that's going to be it. Behind there, maybe I'll do a dining table and some grill. We'll see, haven't decided yet. I'm planning to bring a lot of my stuff here from this season. I'm going to bring my perennials. I still have to prepare some beds and some areas before I do that, but I plan to bring you guys along for everything while I make all the decisions in that too. So I'll try my best to bring stuff to here this fall. As soon as we're fully moved in here, I'll start getting my hands dirty and preparing spaces. We're gonna have lots of cardboard boxes, which is great. I have a friend that said that she might be able to give us some compost. She picked up some from the city, with those white bags, and then she said she won't need it for next year's garden, so maybe we'll get there. I'm not sure. I'll let you guys know too in a future video. That would be amazing though if I could get some compost already to put on cardboards and prepare some space for next year, because I don't have a tiller and I don't think I plan to till. If I could borrow some to do it for the first year only, I plan to still keep doing no till, no dig garden, but for the first year just to get this grass, you know, and then add some amendments to the soil, get the soil tested, etc. I might do it, but if not, if we can't get there, I'm going to just put cardboard and compost on top and try to do the deep mulching method like we did at the flower plot when we got there this year. That worked well. But if I can do it now in the fall and then have it, you know, sort of sit and rest all the way to the winter, that'll probably be perfect for planting next spring. So we'll see what I can do this fall. I hope to get lots of projects done. I also plan to dig up all my dahlia tubers. I'm going to try to wait as long as I can for that. We have our Astoria property until the end of September. I wish I could leave them there in November and just in October, and just dig them up by the end of the month, but that's definitely not going to be possible, and I'm going to try to dig them out now and see how big they are and store it through the winter to plant them again next year, because it would be so amazing if I could have a dahlia field all the way in the front there by the pond. It would make my heart very happy, but first I need to dig them up and make sure they survive through the winter, so we're going to get through that first. And the arch trellises, lots of people asking me about that, at least locally when I was there. I might bring, I might not, I'm still thinking, because they're old, they're cheap. I bought some cheap ones from Amazon. They lasted all the seasons in there, but they're a bit rusty, I guess. We'll see, I might bring, I might not, I'll let you guys know. We are gonna go to the plot one more time together to show you guys everything around before I leave. I plan to try to film all of the moving of the plants. Honestly, if I could get that done sooner than later, would be best for the plants to give them a little time to establish, since our first frost date here might be getting closer and closer by the last week of October. So we just have a month to do that and have their roots to establish. So I'm a little bit nervous about that for the perennials, but I have also heard that fall is a great time to do that kind of stuff. So maybe it's going to work out, but we're going to try anyway. I want to bring everything that I have here ready, because as you guys see, there's a lot of space and I want to make sure that I try to fill it up as much as I can with the little that I have at least now. And probably be it for now. I might do a Q&A video if you guys are curious about things and about the move. Please let me know all of your questions, and if I have enough questions, I'll film a video just answering them. That will be it for today. If you stayed all the way to the end and made it, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I wanted to take some time to say thank you to everyone that commented on my previous video when I said that I was going to move. Thank you so much for your support. I had so many good comments. Almost all of them were positive, so thank you. Thank you for saying that you're going to stick around and that you're excited to see the cooking part of the channel too coming this next season. So very exciting times. I'm feeling very good right here and very grateful to have this beautiful space. I cannot even believe yet that we will be able to do lots of things that we wanted. Danny and I used to joke back then when we were in the city, saying things like, wow, imagine if one day we could have moved to a property that, you know, had a little pond and maybe a little stream in the back, and then space to garden, with also some wooded area that we can explore and forage. And it's hard to believe that kind of came true, you know. We wished so hard for 4 years, and then this property appeared. We looked a lot actually when we heard that Danny was getting the job, his new job, and couldn't believe when we walked in here and saw everything else. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today. So excited to have you guys here following me around in this journey. I hope that I can create some good content that's interesting and exciting for you guys as well. As always, I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.